We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. Jerick McKinnon now to return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He finds an opening past the 40. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. 74 yards. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Well, this has been a quick strike offense all season long, finding many different ways to manufacture big plays.
They had a big playoff preview today in the papers, and it was about who would set the tone. Well, they just set the tone right there. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Flushed out right, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
11.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. On fourth down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over, 1st and 10. And here now come the Falcons. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. From the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep, looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made by the 2nd-round pick, Isaiah Oliver.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
11.
Here's Breida, and he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
Now Ryan on first down. The left side completion to Jones. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 60 yards. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They've got a third down and 5 to start things out.
Black 80! 180! 6! Here we go.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returnable for Thomas. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Armstead in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun, Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Hey, Tuesday.
From the gun, Ryan. Jones breaking from the contact. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A good pickup there, a 22.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
59, ready.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On third down, that's Freeman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The kick by Tavecchio is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
21.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
White. 180. 65.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
White. Go ahead. Kill. Turn up. 21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The Niners on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will take the lead at 13-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So out come the Falcons now. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blow.
And Freeman lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Left. Right.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a third down. Operating from the gun, Ryan. He's got Sanu. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And the 49ers going to take another timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Ryan being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Ryan. Throw right side caught by Ridley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Barrett, on the tackle.
Let's go.
On second down, Ryan. Flush to his right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 11 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He completes it to Jones. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage. Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now the pitch to Freeman. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Freeman again. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp. They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss. Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball. So it's his 3rd field goal now with a ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead. It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2. Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play. How many plays do you script coming out of second? Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end. Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless. The Niners on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They run it with McKinnon. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Now it's Breida. And now running right through it. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Black 80! Check 527. 12, fellas. Here we go. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Looking deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, first and 10 at the 45. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ryan. And this is incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
21!
To throw again. Ryan. Throw left side complete. It's Jones. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Here's Ryan to throw. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a second and 13. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is third and 8. Now it's Ryan. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. D. Ford in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And they had him bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, You can't have those kind of plays.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Here's McKinnon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Check 80! 80! Check 3! 11! 21!
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Deion Jones leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. To return, it's McKinnon. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick 6. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going deep here for Watkins. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle. Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Another costly turnover, their 2nd of this second half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the second half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition. It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing? But it's football. Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right? This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
A handoff to Smith, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On second down, here's Smith. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Falcons on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.